Hello, hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Garry Adelman from the Center for Civil War Photography, and here you have the board, almost all the board of the Center for Civil War Photography, and we wanted to give you a special sort of Civil War photography holiday greeting and description the only way we know how. So let me turn it over to our president, Bob Zeller.
Well, thank you, Garry. And if we get started, I'd like to show you the beginning of Santa Claus in the United States. Actually started during the Civil War. It's believed to be the first representation of Santa Claus by Thomas Nast on the cover of Harper's Weekly in January 3rd, 1863. The title below at the bottom of this is Santa Claus in Camp. So it's always kind of interesting to me that Santa Claus basically began during the Civil War. Now, as far as my favorite photograph from related to the holidays is this picture. It's National Archives, said to have been taken in April 1863 or 64, but it has more snow in the picture than just about any other of the very few snow pictures taken during the Civil War. So to me, it always shows Christmas time and the holidays and winter snow. And that's my presentation.
Good, good. Thanks, Bob. By the way, I'm vice president of the organization. We're really happy to have you here. And I wanted to share a little then and now pair. This is long. When I was in high school, I saw this picture and it said Blackburn's Ford. I didn't even know what Blackburn's Ford was, but I eventually learned it was near Manassas. And many, many years later, determined with the help of the folks at the park that this was not taken at Blackburn's Ford, nor the next Ford over, but rather at a railroad bridge beyond Mitchell's Ford at Bull Run. So when I went and found it, it was even all the better. It's so cool. You can still see that winglet sort of coming through there. And I'll encourage all y'all to go and take your favorite Civil War photos and locate these places. You'll find this and many other things in the Center for Civil War Photography's own Manassas Battlefields Then and Now that you can find on our website. Turning it over to John Richter, our Director of Imaging.
That's my Gettysburg 1863 wall. The top left is Tyson Brothers view in November 1963 for the procession for Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. The top right is the Tyson Brothers view of John Burns' residence. The bottom left is Meade's headquarters by O'Sullivan. And the most recent acquisition is the bottom right is the O'Sullivan plate from Evergreen Gatehouse looking over at Gettysburg. And I have the stereo to it, and finally it was able to get the plate view.
Very, very cool, John. You don't come across those too often. I think now we're going to move over to Craig Heberton.
Hey guys, I picked this for several reasons. First of all, I won this in an auction at our Image of War seminar in 2015 at Manassas, Virginia, and I beat Garry Adelman for it. So it has a special meaning for me. This led me to figure out who the individual is in this photograph, and it happens to be a Brady photographer named Edward T. Whitney. And this led me on a journey to find more photographs in which Whitney placed himself, as his photographer David Woodbury, his assistant, operated the camera. And as a result, an article was published about a year later in our Battlefield Photographer magazine, April 2016 issue. And if you want to go and read more about Whitney, then you can find it in that particular article. So this image has a lot of special meaning for me. And thanks to Garry Adelman, I know exactly where it was taken. Very close to the Manassas Battlefield National Park Visitor Center. Still a wet spot there indicates where it was located. And I absolutely love Whitney standing there reflecting over the headboards representing graves of presumably Confederate soldiers who were buried there. Very, very cool, in my opinion.
Very cool. And man, could we go on this forever? I'll say that there is one identified headboard on there, and it was John T. McCorkle of the 4th Virginia, the Rockbridge Graves. So at least we know where he was temporarily buried. I'm going to move on. You know him from our board and, of course, from his popular blog, John Banks.
Hello from Nashville, and I'm super thankful to live amid just a ton of Civil War history. And what you're looking at here, this is an 1880 shot of Shies Hill, a key Battle of Nashville site. This was the anchor of the left flank of the Army of Tennessee on December 16th, 1864. And Garry, if you go to the next photo, There you go. That's what it looks like today. Unfortunately, this is amid lots of residential development, but a slice of Shies Hill has been saved for people to go. There's a walking trail. You can go to the top. And as you can see, it's a very beautiful fall scene. I'm looking forward to Garry going over to Shies Hill in a couple of weeks for some anniversary events of the Battle of Nashville. Of course, that was fought December 15th and 16th, 1864.
Good, good. Thanks so much, John. And second to last but not least, we have Larry Kasperek, somewhat new to our board, and we're glad and lucky to have him. Larry?
Well, thanks, Gary. This is a photograph, tintype of my great-grandfather, Calvin Benjamin Pratt, who was a member of the 64th New York, enlisted in 1862. I happened to find this photo on eBay in the middle of the auction and about lost my mind. And Bob Zeller talked me down off of the precipice there. And I won the auction. And I tell you, it's just been so rewarding to be part of the center because everybody knows everybody. There's so many great photo sleuths. And I was recently able to find out who the photographer was based on the background of this image. So it's just a wonderful thing to be part of a group that is as geeky as I am about photography and the Civil War.
Well, we're geeky enough to ask, who was the photographer?
You know, I was just looking at an email on that, but thanks, Bob. I'll send that to you. Okay, I believe his name was Elway in Elmira, New York, which was the mustering in place of the unit, which explains the sloppy uniform.
Well, it's always fascinating. You can identify photographers based on their backdrops.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks, Larry. And let's see Jen Kahn, who has been running the center for going on 2 decades now. So Jen?
That makes me sound old. Well, I'm definitely dog crazy. So all my favorite Civil War photos are of dogs. And so here we have Rufus Ingalls Dalmatian, and Gary's going to go to the next slide here, which shows him. He was kind enough to reenact this photo and to do a then and now at our 2008 seminar. So that was really a great then and now moment. And there you see me standing by and Justin kind of directing the scene.
Very good. Well, we hope you enjoyed these photos so far. Bob, you going to take us out?
Yeah, I'd just like to wish everybody the happiest holidays and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hopefully a better year in 2021 than the one we've endured. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you in Gettysburg at our Image of War seminar, September 30th through October 3rd, COVID willing. And so with that, Merry Christmas, everybody, and best wishes from the Center for Civil War Photography.
Thanks, everybody. Happy Hanukkah, too.
holiday.